Let's start with a hard truth. If you've ever set a goal to save $10,000 or get out of debt and then felt overwhelmed, guilty, or just plain stuck, you aren't broken. You're just using the wrong map. Here's the statistic that keeps me up at night. According to various studies, roughly 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. And financial resolutions are arguably the hardest because they require delayed gratification in a world designed for instant pleasure. We tell ourselves, I'll save more money, but we don't define what that actually looks like on a Tuesday night when we're tired and hungry. We set vague intentions, not actionable plans. And when the plan is vague, the willpower evaporates. Welcome back to Fiscal Beacon. I'm your host, and today we are fixing that. We're not just talking about budgeting spreadsheets or fancy apps. We're talking about the psychology of goal setting. By the end of this video, you'll have a framework for setting financial goals that you don't just write down and forget, but ones that actually guide your daily decisions. We're going to move from, I want to be rich, to here is exactly what I will do this month to get there. Let's dive in. First, we need to dismantle a common misconception. Most of us set outcome goals. An outcome goal is the result you want. Examples: I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to make $100,000, or I want to save $5,000. The problem? You have zero direct control over the outcome. You can't force the market to go up. You can't force your bank to give you a raise. You can't force a restaurant to make a salad instead of a burger. What you can control is your behavior. This is where we shift to process goals. A process goal is the action you take. Instead of, I want to save $5,000, your process goal is, I will automate $400 from my checking account to my savings account on the first of every month. Instead of, I want to pay off my credit card, the process goal is, I will not swipe my card for non-essential purchases after 8 p.m. Why does this matter? Because when you focus on the process, you detach your self-worth from the result. If you follow your process for a month and the market crashes, you haven't failed. You followed your plan. That builds confidence. If you only care about the outcome, one bad month can make you quit entirely. But if you care about the process, you stay in the game. The outcomes will take care of themselves if the process is consistent. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth to get a cavity-free mouth every single day. You brush them because it's the process of oral hygiene. The result is just the natural consequence of the habit. So, how do we structure these process goals so they don't fall apart? We use the SMART framework, but we use it differently than most finance gurus teach. Most people think SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That's fine, but it's often too rigid. Let's refine it for behavioral change. First, specific. Don't say, I will save money. Say, I will save $200 by canceling my unused streaming services and cooking dinner at home 3 times a week. See the difference? One is a wish, the other is a recipe. Second, measurable. You need a way to track it. Is it a dollar amount, a percentage, a number of actions? If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Use a simple tracker. A spreadsheet, a notebook, or an app, but keep it visible. If it's hidden, you'll forget it. Third, achievable. This is where most people sabotage themselves. You might want to save $1,000 a month, but if you only make $2,000 after taxes, that goal is impossible. And when a goal is impossible, your brain stops trying. Start small. If $1,000 is too much, start with $50. Then increase it. Small wins build momentum. Fourth, relevant. Does this goal align with your values? If you hate investing but set a goal to invest $500 a month in stocks, you're going to fight yourself every single day. If you value security, maybe your relevant goal is build a $10,000 emergency fund. If you value freedom, maybe it's invest in a side hustle. The goal must serve you, not some Instagram influencer's definition of success. Fifth, time-bound. Give yourself a deadline but make it realistic. I will save $5,000 in 12 months is better than I will save $5,000 someday. The deadline creates urgency, which helps combat procrastination. Now let's talk about the secret weapon that most people ignore: environment design. Willpower is a finite resource. It's like a battery. By 5 p.m., your battery is often drained. If your goal is to stop eating junk food but your pantry is full of chips, you will fail. Not because you're weak, but because you're fighting your environment. To stick to financial goals, you must design an environment that makes the right choice easy and the wrong choice hard. Let's look at saving. If you have to manually transfer money from checking to savings, you might forget, or you might talk yourself out of it. But if you set up an automatic transfer on payday, you remove the decision entirely. You've designed your environment so that saving happens without willpower. What about spending? If you keep your credit cards in your wallet, you're tempted every time you buy coffee. But if you put them in a drawer in another room, you have to make an effort to use them. That extra effort is often enough to stop impulse buys. Here's a practical example. Let's say your goal is to save $3,000 for a vacation in 6 months. That's $500 a month. Step 1, define the process. I will transfer $500 to my vacation fund every Friday. Step 2, measure it. I will check my account balance every Sunday night. Step 3, make it achievable. I will cut my lunch purchases at work $10 a day to free up this cash. Step 4, ensure relevance. This vacation is important because I need a break from work stress. Step 5, set a deadline. The trip is in 6 months, so I must start now. Step 6, design the environment. I will set up an automatic transfer for Friday at 5 p.m. I will also delete my food delivery apps from my phone to reduce temptation. See how much stronger that plan is? It's not just a number, it's a system. But here's the thing, you will mess up. You will have a month where you overspend. You will have an emergency that drains your savings. This is not failure, this is data. The key to sticking with goals long-term is the review and adjust phase. Set a recurring calendar event for the last Sunday of every month. Call it your money date. Sit down with your tracker. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1, did I follow my process? Be honest. If you missed a few transfers, why? Was it forgetfulness? Lack of funds? 2, what worked? If you successfully cut lunch costs, double down on that. 3, what needs to change? If you're consistently missing your savings target, is the goal too high? Lower it. If you're bored by the process, find a way to make it more interesting. Maybe move the money to a high-yield savings account so you can see it grow. Adjusting your goals isn't quitting, it's steering the ship. If you're trying to sail north but the wind is blowing south, you don't throw the ship overboard. You adjust the sails. Let's recap. To set financial goals you actually stick to, you need to shift from outcome goals to process goals. Focus on the actions, not just the results. Use the SMART framework to make your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Design your environment to reduce friction for good habits and increase friction for bad ones. And finally, review your progress monthly and adjust as needed. Remember, financial freedom isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And in a marathon, you don't need to run perfectly every step. You just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. If you found this helpful, I have a challenge for you. In the comments below, tell us one process goal you're committing to this week. Maybe it's, I will cook 3 dinners at home, or I will automate $50 to savings. Writing it down publicly increases your accountability. If you want more no-nonsense advice on building wealth, managing debt, and investing for the future, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Next week, we're breaking down the latte factor, myth, and showing you where the real